Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. Sure am glad to have you with me because today I'm going to make something good. You might have heard of it, but you may not have. We're going to make Frito cookies. Yep, they've got Fritos in them, and it makes them have just that little bit of crunch that makes them delicious. So, without further ado, we'll get over to the KitchenAid mixer and get them mixed up so we can get them in the oven and eat a few. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get 2 sticks of butter into the bowl. And it's room temperature. It's nice and soft. And along with that, we're going to use 3/4 of a cup of sugar, plain sugar, a 1/2 cup of plain granulated sugar, and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. And I'm going to mix that up a little bit. Okay. That's about mixed enough. So now I'm going to add 2 eggs. Big old nice gifts from my hens. Let's scrape that down a little bit, make sure it's all mixing. I have one of those beaters that has the bowl scraper on it, but I wasn't sure that it would work with cookie dough. I haven't tried it with cookie dough before. Okay, to this I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Well, had a little piece of the cork stuck to the top of my bottle. We don't want cork in our cookies. And I'm going to whiz that a bit. Now, to my 2 cups of flour that it calls for, I'm adding a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to add all of that into the mixer. 2 cups of all-purpose flour and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to get this mixed up and then we'll add the special ingredient. It's just about mixed, but I'm going to scrape it down, make sure that all the bottom is mixed before I start adding the other ingredients. Okay, I'm going to add 4 ounces of Toffee Bits, and that's the Heath Bar Toffee Bits that you can get at the grocery store in the baking department. And I'm adding 6 ounces of chocolate chips. Now it called for chocolate chunks, and I didn't have that, so I'm going to use chocolate chips, and I'm using milk chocolate. And then, last of all, we're going to add a 1.5 cups, can you see, of crushed Fritos. And for those of you that may not have Fritos, if you don't live in the States, it's corn chips. So, but they're seasoned. They're not like just a regular plain tortilla. They're different. They're good. And I just barely want to mix them in, so I'm going to stir it by hand to finish the mixing. We'll get back over to the booze block and get these on the cookie sheet. I'm going to spray my cookie scoop with just a squirt of baking spray. That way my dough will turn loose a little better. I have sprayed my cookie sheets with bacon the Pam. Now the directions said to roll them in a ball and kind of mash them down when you get them on the sheet. I'm going to put them on there and then I'm going to oil my hands to mash them down because it's wanting to stick to me. This is another good recipe. I'm going to put it under the Christmas in July. It's different to take to a cookie swap at the holidays or just to make for your family any day. But I like to have something a little bit unique. And these are always neat because people can't believe they got Fritos in them. They're already a little sticky, but oh well. Well, okay, I'm going to get them into a 350-degree oven for about 12 minutes, and I'll bring you back and let you see what they look like. I got the first pan out of the oven. They cooked about 13 minutes. I'm going to let them set just a jiffy, and then I'm going to get them on the cooling rack. I've got one in the oven and another one waiting, and some more dough to put on the pan. I'm pretty sure I've showed y'all this, but if I didn't, this is a cookie scoop. And Wilton is who makes it, and I got this using a coupon at Joann's Fabrics. But it's so much nicer than just having a regular spatula because you can get two at a time and you can ease it up under them. I really have enjoyed it. So if you don't have one and you have a Joann's and you get those coupons, well, watch for it and get you one. You won't regret it. Even if you know, like 3 at a time, it just makes scooping them up a lot easier. Okay, time to reload that one and get some more in the oven. Just in case you're not used to making cookies, or maybe Mama always made them and you hadn't made them yet, when you bring a pan out of the oven, you want to let it cool before you put some more cookie dough on it. Because what that'll do, if you put it on a hot pan, it'll start melting the butter and all that's in it. And then when you put them in there to cook them for the time required, a lot of times your bottom will burn, or your cookie will spread out more than it should because your butter's melted. So be sure you cool your pans between baking sessions. Okay, I've got some cookies plated up on one of my little Santa plates that I use at Christmas. Isn't he cute? He's peeping at you. Just to show y'all how I would plate it up to put it out for guests if they come during the holidays. But let me tell you, this is July, and although we having Christmas in July, we're going to have these cookies in July and any other month we decide to have this them. Recipe made 6 dozen, give or take 1 or 2, little cookies. So that'll give you an idea if you need to double your batch for however many you're going to make. And let me tell you something else. On the Fritos, I measured them after I crushed them. So do that because it gives you a crunch in the middle of your cookie. Those really cookies are delicious. That toffee, I've told y'all, I like caramel and toffee. And then it's got chocolate too, so it's got a little bit of heaven in it. Y'all need to try this recipe. Put it in your holiday file. But y'all, it's good any time of the year. They'd be so good dipped in black coffee because they're pretty sweet. Anyhow, y'all come back in a few days and we'll have something else good. Might be a casserole or cookies or candy or a dip. But for the rest of the month, I'm going to do some stuff that whether you're putting it on your holiday bar, your goodies for everybody to eat, or whether it's a dish to put on the table. Some people have to go to 2 or 3 different Thanksgivings and 2 or 3 different Christmases to cover the whole family. Well, if you got a good casserole that you can add to the meal, well, you're home free. So I'm going to be sharing a few of those that you could take with you or use at your house. Use for a gathering. If you had your friends over one evening, a salad and a casserole, and you've got it whipped, and then you can visit. So y'all come back, watch the videos, learn my recipes. They may not be new to you, but I might do a little something different. Please share the channel and hit the like button if you like the video, and hit the little bell so you'll be notified when I upload another video. And tell your friends to watch, and y'all keep coming back and watching, and I love the comments. And by the way, if you comment and I don't answer, it's because it does not show up underneath the video. And when I go in the back door to my YouTube, on YouTube Studio, sometimes it's 2 or 3 weeks or a month something will pop up that I haven't responded to. Well, that's because it didn't show up. So I do respond to every comment. So if yours hasn't been answered, it hasn't showed up on my business yet. Y'all have a blessed day. The good Lord bless you. Stay safe, stay cool, and cook something good for supper.